Nottingham University, as I said I would, to pleasure as many uni students in 2 weeks. I want to sleep with 130 barely legal 18-year-olds. And you can go for as many rounds as you want. You can finish wherever you want. And you can go for as many rounds as you want. You can finish wherever you want. And the most I want to take in one night is 25, but I'll let you into a little secret. I did 30 on the first day alone.
Shooter! No, of course not. I'm joking, right? Okay, I know a lot of you think that I'm some kind of nut job, prude, the Mary Whitehouse of my day.
Not at all.
And that I want to implement Sharia law or something like that. I don't.
No, 1,000 times no.
I just sometimes think that our society might be on a little bit of a slippery slope. And I know a lot of you probably think that that's a logical fallacy, eh? The slippery slope thing, that I think we're going to descend into hell because of all of these whores all over the internet.
You're doomed.
Well, you might think that the slippery slope is a logical fallacy, but slopes tend to get pretty slippery if you keep wanking all over them.
How dare you?
Who's going to clean up all that lube?
We'll not find enough water to wash away all the blood.
It's a hazard, all right? We need to do something about the slipperiness of our slopes, or health and safety are going to have a field day. We need to clean house. Maybe not Sharia law, but something lighter, you know. We could call it Sharon's law. You know, we've all got an Aunt Sharon who was a bit of a goer back in the day. And the way I see it, we don't want to know, Sharon. Keep that behind closed doors. I would very willingly go back to the prudish hypocrisy of the 19th century, covering up the legs of our pianoforte. If it means my Twitter timeline is going to be rid of these Insta whores, bring on Sharon's law. Anyway, let's get into the video. Yeah, we're going to have a lovely time.
It's a bloody catastrophe.
Who's Daniel Boland? Oh, Daniel Boland, this is a heavy hitter. Do you guys know who this is?
Nottingham University, as I said I would, to pleasure as many uni students in 2 weeks. I want to sleep with 130 barely legal 18-year-olds.
Yet when my Uncle Barry made the exact same offer, it was deemed creepy, and they fitted him with an electronic tag. Yeah, good one, Danny. Like a young Jimmy Carr. You could perform jokes like that live at the Apollo. They'd lap that shit up, wouldn't they, the fucking idiots?
So come and get me on my knees and let me celebrate you getting into uni, boys.
Or, I've got a better idea. Call the cops! How would everyone feel about it if a known drug dealer went outside a university and said, I'm going to be giving away loads of illegal drugs today, but I'm not selling them. Yeah, you're trying to get them to know who you are so that they will buy them from you in the future, right? Now, in the world of prostitution, this is known as soliciting. Arrest that hoe.
Ho, you know, like Santa Claus.
I'm not sure my drug dealer analogy actually works thinking about it. But anyway, you get the point. Somebody should be in jail. Anyway, why don't we take a look at a real journalist trying to get to the bottom of all of this in Nana Aqua of GB News. Very reputable company. She sat down with the lady of the night herself.
Because I'd been in such a long-term relationship before, you get used to how to pleasure that one person and what they, enjoy, as opposed to how to pleasure different people and reach their different needs.
Oh yeah, God forbid. Anyway, I think you're really going to enjoy this video today. There are some amazing takes throughout this little segment. And even though Nana Aqua, God bless her, she's hoarse on the best of days, she's sounding particularly exhausted in today's interview. I guess it's a combination of working at that sinking ship GB News and having to interview super whores all day like Bonnie Blue. But it is what it is. You're going to enjoy some of the takes and the takeaways from today's clip. I did.
So you started at OnlyFans.
Yes.
And it was just normal, just a few interactions here and there.
Mm-hmm.
So where does that go from a couple of interactions to, I'm going to sleep with 158 men or however many it was in a few weeks?
Slippery slope, Nana. Jeffrey Dahmer started off by maiming woodland critters behind his family home, and then look what happened.
I ate some of their brains. Oh.
So it started off, obviously I realised I was posting these videos pretending I'm having an amazing time, and that's false, and it was fake, and it was fake storylines. I'd, be dressed up, or they was pre-scripted, and also you discuss consent, what you enjoy, what you don't enjoy, all off camera, and if you're switching positions, that's all edited out. So I was like, I'm posting these videos, and it's not either relatable, and it's also in a way fake, because that is not how it happened, on the day. So it's like, I want my content to be more relatable and realistic to people, and also educational.
So this is the latest coping mechanism from the super whores. It's that when they're lurking round the gates of our educational institutions looking for young men to have their way with and create content with, what they're essentially doing is their role is that of educator, right? They're just giving out free sex ed classes to the young men. In fact, they're kind of necessary to society. Without them, we face imminent population collapse. So I think we all owe them an apology and a thank you. Thank you, super whores.
So that's why So when was your first decision to have so many people at such a short space of time?
So I started going to events like Freshers, Spring Break, and there's one in Australia called Schoolies, which is a high volume of sort of 18-year-old people in, I guess, a small time frame. So I was like, if I could go and sleep with as many people as I could, not only do I educate those I sleep with, but also I get a video that can educate the wider audience.
So it's like a TED Talk, really, isn't it? That's just great. She's educating so many people. There's all the recently pubescent boys that get their education in the moment, in the act. And then, killing two birds with one stone, she films it and uploads it to the internet for the masses to be educated too. She really is like a patron saint of something, educating all those people. They should build some kind of monument to her at, Oxford or Cambridge. In fact, I've got a sculptor who lives upstairs from me. I could get him to do a life-size sculpture of Bonnie Blue out of marble. And I'd want him to base it on the rap of Prosperina. I'd want it to look that good as well. But instead of her getting carried away by Pluto, I'd want her to be surrounded by a group of young scholars while she educates them with all of her extremities. Just put that on the lawn at Oxford or Cambridge. The lawn, the one lawn.
And obviously I can monetize off that.
I see, but when you say educate, what do you mean? What are you teaching people?
What do you mean by educate? Oh, poor Nana, I'm sorry. But you know what she means by educate, Nana, you old dog. Well, I thought I knew what she meant by educate. Her answer actually did surprise me.
Teaching people.
School. You learn about sex education at school, but it tends to be from like a middle-aged teacher who just talks about STDs and says if you have unprotected sex, you're going to get pregnant. And then it goes to people learning online from adult sites, which could be anything from a schoolgirl dressed up, which keeps, playing the innocent game, saying, no, I don't want it. It then leads to them bent over the table and it goes into sort of like a rough scene.
Oh, Bonnie Blue, you are preaching to the choir here, because as a teenager, I remember how confusing it was having the stuffy old teachers at school talking about the birds and the bees, STDs and contraception and stuff like that. And then you turned the computer on, it was all GIMP masks. Sex dungeons. I didn't know where I was. If only in my day there had been the option of going on a site like yours and watching an ordinary girl getting railed by hundreds of men, one after the other. That would have tightened my grip on reality.
So that can be very misleading. And what do people learn from that? I'm not saying those scenes are wrong, but there needs to be something that bridges the gap from sex education at school to these videos online which can blur the line of consent.
This is evil. She's like the Pied Piper of all the horny young men, right? Imagine you're a fresher at university and you're greeted with this, right? Running a train on some skank that's just there for the week. It's just absolutely insane. Do you know what I was greeted with when I opened my bedroom in the Hall of Residence the first day I arrived at the prestigious Wolverhampton University? A Gideon's Bible. Someone needs to stop these young men. They're being led off a cliff, okay, by this trollop, all right? And I don't know who's going to do it, because it ain't going to be me running behind the group of horny young men with a Bible in hand. People would get the wrong idea.
So I was like, I want to make content that people can watch, can relate to it, but also can learn. So it's when I sleep with students, or barely legal, as I've said and the media have said, it shows me discussing consent with them. It shows me saying to them, this is what I enjoy, this is what I don't enjoy. And it also gives them an opportunity to tell me what they like. And sort of, I guess, use me as a guinea pig. Trial what you like and what you want to do. So when you go to the next person, you know exactly how to pleasure them and, you know, how to receive pleasure as well.
What part of that is preparing these young men for the real world? Because obviously every time you get anywhere near a bedroom aged 18 with another 18-year-old, you sit down and have a lengthy discussion about what is going to play out that evening, aren't you? I mean, also, once you've got her off, if you're the 100th in the queue or the 30th or whatever, which... How is that going to help you with a normal human being, right? Who isn't a super slut? It's not going to work. I remember I was listening to, what's he called, on the Logan Paul podcast, Mike Malyak, who was going out with Lana Rhoades, that prom star, right? And he was giving advice on a stream once, talking about how to get your girl off, right? And I was thinking to myself, you're talking about your girlfriend who has been run through so many times that she feels nothing. Can we just stop pretending that this is anything other than what it is? It's a lying, scandalous woman stealing your money and your children's innocence. I just don't like it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of opening Twitter and looking in the comments and it's just all this disgusting shit. You know? I want it to be shamed out of existence. If not through Sharon's Law, through just, you know, people not accepting it anymore. Mob rule, okay? Are we going to drag them out into the street and say, stop doing that? If that's what it takes.
You're going to have to die.
Anyway, I think that's all I've got time for in tonight's video, really. I hope you've enjoyed it. And if you have enjoyed it, then let the algorithm know, let the universe know what a great time you've had by giving a like on the video. If you haven't enjoyed it, then I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, well. Too bad for you.
Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and if you want to get some access to some exclusive videos and help out with the channel even further, the link to my Patreon is in the description and in the pinned comment under this video. And I think that's all I've got to say. I'll see you in the next one.
I'm going to kill you.